What is up, my YouTubers, and welcome to, Mondays. I gave up on my intro, which was Mommy Mondays, Mental Health Mondays, all things female. We'll just say Mondays is Blog Mondays. So, if, sorry about the lighting, obviously in my bedroom, I have the babies running around in the process of folding laundry, putting that away, and if you hear them in the background, you want to say hi? Anyways, in the process of doing all that. So, okay, since my last vlog, which was the update of January week 11th through the 18th, 19th, something like that, to catch up, as of today, it is January 21st. It is a Tuesday, and we are about to hit snow. We're about to hit snow. We're about to have snow, which I'm very stoked about. Jim does not work tonight just because of the weather, and probably tomorrow a lot of things are going to be closed tomorrow morning because of the weather. Anyways, with that being said, how am I doing since my last vlog? Okay, one, I ran out of my effexor. That was not a fun trip at all. So I basically had an energy spurt where it's not like I had a euphoric, like mania type of thing. I just felt very energetic, got a lot of things done. Honey, got a lot of things done. And baby, boy, come on, get out of the curtain, please. You can go play with the other curtain on the other side. Can you go play with the other curtain on the other side? There's that curtain over there. Go play with that one. Anyways. I know I probably shouldn't be making this vlog while the babies are in here, but okay, so ran out of my fixer. Day one was where I had all this energy. I slept really, really, really well that night before. So I woke up, my sinuses were clear, and I was in a good mood because I was getting things done. I was so unfocused, like my ADHD was like out of this world ADHD, like squirrel brain. But somehow I managed to focus just enough to get like very important phone calls done, make an appointment. I went to Coastal Horizons to see the therapist and get referred to the therapist, not therapist, the psych, so I could get on Effexor again or a different medication. With that being said, the next day afterwards, I had the crash feeling that I knew was going to happen. Basically, I woke up, I was so groggy, but it was all right here. So I had taken some sinus medicine, and that was fine. My sinuses cleared up. I was fine until that night where I got very erratically, like just mad, like angry, mad. Everything in the world was irritating me. I started to get a migraine. Just like every single tiny thing that you could possibly think of was just so beyond irritating. And my anxiety started to peak to where I couldn't even I didn't even want to breathe. Like I was just like so in a panic. And I don't know if it's because I was panicking because I was panicking, or I was panicking because it felt like overwhelmed with everything. Basically, I was trying to distract myself by doing laundry and dishes and everything else. Since we got a new washing machine, I've been trying to catch up with laundry. Now, I understand my mom was telling me you don't have to do all the laundry all at once. Yes. When I get into a state where my anxiety is starting to heighten, I try so hard to distract myself from flipping out. Now, without medication, that's a lot harder to do because I tend to want to do everything, and I don't realize that until this day, because I spent a year in prison without having to do all this stuff, like multitasking stuff. And yes, I don't have to do everything. I don't have to do clean the dishes or sweep them off the floor when the babies go to bed. I don't have to do everything, but somehow it calms my brain down when I can clean. I go very OCD. I don't know if everybody with anxiety, everybody has their own quirks, and me, it's cleaning and making sure everything is straight and organized. I know that having triplets, especially 2-year-olds, they're going to destroy the house. But once they go to bed, it's, for that 5 minutes or that overnight time, I feel, I could breathe. And when the dishes are done and the laundry is getting done, it's like I can breathe because things are finally getting clean. But this day was just so unrelentlessly just not a good day. I snapped at my mom. I snapped at the babies. My mom ended up having to take over and sit with them at night. I cried hysterically when Jim was coming home from work, and he did coax me. He did coax me back into the bedroom. I felt so bad for yelling at my mom and taking out some of my frustrations on the babies. When I say that, I meant like they were crying because they wanted me to sit with them in bed so they could fall asleep, and I didn't want to sit next to them. So they just, and I just couldn't. For me personally, at that moment, I couldn't understand what they needed and put their needs first. And that was really, really hard for me and very, very scary for me because I cried so hard with the mommy guilt of not putting my kids' needs first. They're two. They don't understand why mommy does not want to sit with them. They don't understand their emotions. They probably at that age think that they did something wrong. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I mean, obviously they're fine because they woke up the next day, mommy was here, and they were like, yay, and then they wanted to, snuggle with me and everything else. Everything was fine. It was just that mommy guilt. But so ended up happening, and I do have some medication. They were 75s, so I'm taking 2 of those. I have my psych appointment on the 29th or the 30th, so I have to wait another week to see the psych to get meds. I could go to the emergency room if I'm desperate. I just haven't gotten that far yet, only because I did find the 75s and because I really don't want to go to the ER and then sit in the psych ward holding cell for hours as a non-emergency just to get medication. And I know people do this all the time. It's very common. But I've been to that psych intake so many times that as a non-emergency that I don't know what they would, I mean, honestly, I don't know what they do because every time I've gone, they've always just admitted me. And I'm not at that point to be admitted. But basically, so I was off my meds for like 2 or 3 days. And as soon as I found these 75s, I've been taking them. This is day 2 of taking the two pills of 75, and I feel back to normal. With that being said, I've concluded that I really do need them. They help me stay calm. They wake me up. I don't feel as panicky about things. I can actually function like an actual adult now, which is so nice. I'm not snapping right and left at every single possible thing. Uh, and it's hard to admit sometimes that you do need medication to help. And with my medication, I've done the research because I do research a lot of medications. I do research a lot of psychology. I do research a lot of things so I can ask the right questions to my therapist and psychologist, psychiatrist, whoever, those people. That way we can discuss how to further treat me or help me with therapy type of things. One of the things I realized is that there are 2 types of medication. Well, there's a couple different types, but in the past, they have put me on SSRIs, and then there are SNRIs. Now, I'm not going to go into the details. You guys can research those yourselves. However, I personally have just realized that when I was taking Zoloft before, it really worked. I loved it. It just made me physically sick when I increased the dose. So, Zoloft and Effexor are SNRIs. And with that being said, they block 2 different types of things in your brain chemicals. Again, I'm not going to go into the detail. The SSRIs only block 1. I need the SNs because apparently I need to block 2 things. When I was taking, not Prestige, when I was taking Paxil or some other things, they are SSRIs, and they weren't helping. They were either making me too groggy or making me psychotic. which was increasing my anxiety. So when I say psychotic, I mean they were increasing my anxiety to the point where I was freaking out. I understand that Effexor is an antidepressant, but it also helps with anxiety and ADHD. That's why I really don't want to switch my medication. And I keep talking about switching my medication because you will understand in upcoming videos of why I just can't reveal that right now of why I might need to switch my medication. I am looking into Celexa or Lexapro because I've heard good things about Lexapro. However, I think Lexapro is an SSRI. I could go back to Zoloft, but the Effexor works so well. I don't want to get off it, so I have to just discuss that with my psych because I've discussed it with my therapist, and we're I just do the psych and see what they say. I know that there's like some Volta and some other things that are compared to Effexor, and I just I'm I just don't want to switch a medication when one has been working so well and then have to go through that whole initial start over with the month to wait a whole month for it to kick in and to see how it works and everything else, or it's the side effects of that medication and everything else. But it's up in the works. I'm back. I'm on something, so that's good. Today we're just hanging out. It's really cold outside. Obviously, it's going to snow later on, but I'm just catching up on laundry, doing the mommy thing. I have all intentions of making Play-Doh later. I've been trying to make Play-Doh for like 4 days, but with 3 days of out my meds, I haven't really wanted to. He wants wheels in the bus. If you see him doing this, that means wheels in the bus. Where's your heart? Oh, heart. He does this. That's his. Say heart. That's his heart. Where's your triangle? Yeah, that's your triangle. And the reason why my daughters aren't in this video right now is because one just fell asleep. She put herself to sleep. Isabel, always when she's tired, she'll just go in her pack and play and put herself to sleep. Millie is doing something. I hope she didn't crawl over the laundry gate because they like to go in the laundry room area and touch all the buttons for the dryer, which is typical toddlers. But yeah, plus the Effexor, yay! I admit that I am going to start therapy. I am very happy with that, to be honest. But yeah, with upcoming things, I have a lot of changes coming up, and I cannot wait to start making videos about it and talking to you guys about it. There's a lot of great changes coming up, and there's still a lot of stressful changes. Like I just talked about our septic system crumbling. Well, that's a whole different issue. We haven't even researched it yet or anything else. I mean, my mom has. It's basically a permit thing. We have to figure out the permits. I do have to text the plumber guy and ask him about either digging a new septic system and then moving the pipe from the old septic system to the new septic system and then filling in the old septic system, or if it's cheaper just to fix the crumbling. But since I'm not a professional, I don't know. All I know is that, in my opinion, personally, in my unprofessional amateur opinion, that has no idea what septic systems all entail. I personally think it would be cheaper or more affordable to dig a brand new septic system and move the old piping to the new one and then just fill this one in, as opposed to having to rip out all the old crumbling and then replacing everything, because then you have to check all the piping and everything else, as opposed to if they move the piping, they can check it then. But I could be wrong. But on the note, that's the mommy update of mental health. And like I said, it's January 21st. It is a Tuesday, and I'll probably upload this video after February, or I'll add to this video, and then this video will get really long. All right, bye. What is up? It is currently 1:10 p.m. on Sunday, February 2nd. I'm eating some bread with butter because I don't feel good today. And it's just one of those days. So, to catch up from my first part of the vlog, One, we did get snow. It snowed for a couple days. It stuck. We did not take the babies out in the snow just because they didn't have like proper um, weather gear. Does that make sense? We could have dressed them in like a lot of layers, but it was just too much to, you know. I think Jim might have taken them outside just to look at the snow, but as opposed to like playing in it. But I'm sure it's going to snow in the future. It doesn't snow often, but I'm sure it's going to snow in the future. Or we're going to travel one day, and we can have them have snow. Um, I on my Effexor, I did see my psych finally. Thank God for that because I have my script. I don't see my psych until March, so she gave me this month and next month. Or yeah, I think I have one refill. Anyways, yeah. So brief little moment. So there's two incidences. I had posted two things on my Facebook page that, and I post things that I personally find as funny, and normally I don't care if other people get offended by it. I mean, it's one of those things where like you're always going to offend somebody if you post certain things one way or another. But it was something about genders, and if you guys follow Donald Trump at all, you know that he went back to saying there's no more all this gender stuff. There's now two genders, male and female. So if you guys follow Trump, I'm not going to get into the political aspect, but it was something related to that. And my cousin had went on there and said, when has like trans ever like offended you? And I, it was one of those posts that like, anyways, my point is that I was telling her, well, I personally don't believe that if you are born a male and you want to be a female, that you should use the female's bathroom. That's just me. I was giving an example. And she went on and said all this stuff. And then my childhood friend, stepmom, came on there and said a comment. And I could tell them that I was running out of my Effexor because I didn't have it that day. And I just took what her comment is like way too personally, and it really hurt. And I started crying and bawling, and it just really hurt her comment. So I deleted the post because I thought, well, whatever. Normally I leave them and I don't care because everybody's entitled to their own opinions. But it was just like that one comment just brought back all this guilt and everything else. And then another thing happened where our washing machine, our pipes from our washing machine are hooked up to my bathroom. My toilet is off, and I don't use, my shower because hot water is just um, like slow or whatever. The water pressure is slow. So I was doing laundry one day, and then all of a sudden, even though my toilet's off, even though the toilet doesn't have any water in it, the pipe had backed up into my toilet, or the water had backed up into my toilet, overflowed all over my bathroom. So I had sewer water all over my bathroom, and I flipped out. I mean, like I just couldn't take it anymore. I was like, what else could go wrong? I mean, I just couldn't anymore. And I was like, okay. I mean, I was this close to going to the emergency room to getting my Effexor back because I almost had like no Effexor left, and it was just horrible. Long story short on that, basically what we ended up doing is we have to the drainage hose from the washing machine that goes into the wall. We had to take it out of the wall, hook it up to a different hose, and we have to drain that side down. So which is fine. It's just we can't leave that door open all the time. So I had to limit to how much laundry I do. And I still have laundry that I have to do because I had all those towels to do. Um, so that was fun. All the sewer towels I had to do. Which I did use bleach with those. I washed them a couple times in bleach water. And then it's been working since. It's been working much better, like the washing machine or whatever. It hasn't backed up since, so that's good. But I had to sweep and clean my bathroom. That was a nightmare. But what's great about it now is that I don't have my bathroom blocked off anymore, so the babies love to go in there. I have my elliptical in there because I don't have any room to put it anywhere, and they love playing with the foot part of my elliptical, so that's fun to watch them. Um, yeah, other than that, my PO finally came after 3 weeks of telling me she was going to come and did a home check. And I see her on this Wednesday, the 5th. And um, yeah, we're going to go from there. I have a BS task assessment supposedly with her. And I'm like, I don't even know why. But because if you guys watched any of my prison talk vlogs or my last vlog, I said I had a task assignment assessment, and then I went to Coastal, and they said I wasn't even referred to for tasks. So, anyways, I'm just gonna ignore it. I'll just go and do their thing, and then I'll ignore it unless she tells me to go back, which I think is stupid. But, anyways, um, yeah, I don't really feel too good today because I woke up, or I was going to bed last night and had a severe migraine, and I don't get migraines. I mean, I had such a severe migraine, and I don't know if it was just the stress of everything. There's a whole lot more going on that I don't want to talk about too much, but we're still waiting on our tax money from last year to get go car shopping, so that's an issue. But yeah, that's kind of a mini catch up from my January catch up. Not much else is going on. The babies are great. They're talking a lot more. They are so smart. Um, and Bup-Up's Trenton, we call him Bup-Up, is running around and talking a lot more and everything else. Yesterday it was like 70 something degrees, so we had them. Oh, here's a funny story really fast. If you're a parent, you know. So I had them running around naked, all three of them, one day because it was going to be a bath day, and I was trying to get them to potty train. And since it was like 70, almost 70 degrees out, I mean, it was a nice day to let them run around naked. We had both doors open. There was air coming in. It was so nice. And Isabel had went to the bathroom on 8 of her toys, and that was fun. So I had, and I mean um, like, yeah. And I'm not going to discuss you guys too much, but if you're a parent, you know. So I had to pick up those toys, clean up that mess, clean her up, which is funny because she wasn't really that dirty. Her butt was, but that was fun. And it was just one of those days. I'm like, you have a potty. You were just sitting on it. And I'm just like, of course, of course. But if you're in the potty training mode, you know. On that note, that's questions, comments, thoughts, or concerns. You guys can list those below. And until next Monday, you guys stay awesome. Bye.